Well, how you guys doing? It's your brother Bolo V&R. We here with another one. With a Rattigan. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, man, oh man. Hey, Nigel Clarke. Shit. Yeah, my brother. Hey, listen, man. You better just give it up, bro. I'm telling you. The resolve of Rattigan and his team, they are on y'all ASS like a back pocket. Shout out to Trina. And shout out to Memphis, DJ Memphis, the entire Memphis. You heard? Hey, man, listen. I love it, man. When I see truth and justice prevailing, and it's just rising up. It's like oil and water. It's just rising up, man. Listen, I don't care who you are. I don't care what government official you is. I don't care what side you on. I don't care. I don't care if you're PMP, JLP. If you are a criminal, you are a politician and you're a criminal, you getting taken down and making an example of you is a win for any country. You feel what I'm saying? So I love this. I'm not even. I love this. Shout out to Will Rattigan. Let's see what the brother got to say. Remember to follow me on all of my platforms. You see it right there on the screen. Bolo V&R clips, and Bolo V&R 2.0. Click that bell and click all to get all notifications. And guess what? If you're not getting all notifications, which I know a lot of people are not, join my WhatsApp group, 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. If you want to donate, if you want to donate to the platform and support the platform monetarily, the Cash App is available and the PayPal is available. Both the links to both of those are in the description of the video, and they also pinned in the comment section as well, ladies and gentlemen. And Nightbot periodically drops those links and those names all throughout my videos. Alright, shout out to Nightbot for doing the work. Let's get into this right here. Let's see what Rattigan got to say.
To step into the space. Ratty.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. Couple of things. One is, I think it was Don who put in the chat that we need to do a census and find out about the unemployment rate. They're two different things. Let me just clarify. The census has not been completed yet, even though, I mean, the money was disbursed, and I don't know, people are not getting paid, and it's overdue. And that's an issue that we need to take up this year because the census should have been completed last year. The second thing is the unemployment. The unemployment rate is done every quarter. And as we explained, it's the last week of every quarter. So it would be, for this quarter starting January 1st, it would be the last week. I'm sorry, it would be the first week in January. It used to be the last week in March. Now they move it to the last week in January. So that's how they measure unemployment. And as we know, they're playing fast and loose with the statistics. They have a new system in place which says that if you're unemployed, but that's because you're not working, because you don't want to work, because you're discouraged, you can't find a job, or the jobs that you find, they don't make any sense, or they're too expensive, meaning that the minimum wage is 15,000, but to get to the job and back home and eat lunch and transportation and all that is going to cost you 16,000 for a job that's paying you 15,000. So those people have stopped looking for jobs, and they said, oh, for those people, they're not unemployed, they're in the potential labor force. So they separate them from those who are actively looking for jobs. So every time somebody drops,
people on ear what the man say about unemployment. You hear me been telling us say them unemployment stats the phony. All they have to do is just stand up in the middle of any town, you know, and just look around, you know, and look how much man not have no job, you know, how much woman not have no job, you know. Just look around, just observe your surroundings and see, like, ooh, no really have no job or nothing to do. Some of them are get money from overseas from man, some are get money from woman, some of them are scammer, some of them are this, some of them are that, but them not have no job. And And then they look on their lifestyle. You know, hear me, I tell you, they not have no job. Just looking at your community and look on the ratio of people who have job and who have job. And tell me say unemployment down. Yo, the man them full of style, like, yo, the man them a real criminal, you know? And this is my opinion. The man them a crook. You hear me, I tell you, no boy and no girl can't tell me say unemployment down at the point of them I say unemployment down. They can't tell me nothing about no criminal stats, about murder and them. They can't tell me nothing about, no believe none of them stats. None. And that's my opinion. You don't know what Uno think.
So it means that the unemployment rate is going to go down. It doesn't mean that people are working. So don't let them fool you. So that's that, Don. They separate them from those who are actively looking for jobs. So every time somebody drops out, it means that the unemployment rate is going to go down. It doesn't mean that people are working. So don't let them fool you. So that doesn't mean expensive, meaning that the minimum wage is 15,000, but to get to the job and back home and eat lunch and transportation and all that is going to cost you 16,000 for a job that's paying you 15,000. So those people have stopped looking for jobs, and they said, oh, for those people, they're not unemployed. They're in the potential labor force. So they separate them from those who are actively looking for jobs. So every time somebody drops out, it means that the unemployment rate is going to go down. It doesn't mean that people are working. So don't let them fool you. So that's that, Don. You know, the unemployment rate is measured differently from the census. Yeah. Another thing is somebody asked about Interpol and the red notice, and he's in a better position to explain this than I. But based on my workings with my engagements with Interpol over the years, they have various notices and they're different colors. They have red, white, purple, blue, and they mean different things. Essentially, if you're a signatory to Interpol, it means that you will assist in whatever that notice is asking you to do. A red notice is for you to arrest the person. That's what it means. It means once that person is in your jurisdiction, you put there what we call the habeas grabus. you grab that person and then you wait for extradition papers to come and do whatever you can do. However, we do know that even though you have some people who are signatories to it, they don't honor it for political reasons and for other reasons. So you have a red notice, somebody travels to your country and then they say, no, we're not gonna arrest this person. I can tell you, if it's a parental kidnapping case, if somebody absconds with a child, a parent absconds with a child and they go to the Middle East, very unlikely that a red notice is going to have any effect, because they don't view parental kidnapping as a crime. They say it's not a crime. They said if a father absconds, usually it's a father, but I've had a case where a mother actually absconded with a child, but they'll say, because it's a Muslim country and they have certain traditions and certain rules, certain laws, what they'll say is it's the father's responsibility to bring up the child after a certain age. And so if the child is with the father during that period, then they said, no, there's nothing we can do, because the father is doing what he's supposed to do within the context of our laws and our traditions. So that's that. No, Mystic.
It's true. Will let me come in. It's true.
Sure.
Whether you issue out a red notice against Benjamin Netanyahu, the United States will never arrest that guy. If he goes and visits U.S. At the behest of our case, our case meaning our successful performance at the International Court of Justice and the subsequent notice court order that has been secured to ensure that Netanyahu and the leader of Hamas are arrested. I don't know how do you balance the two, the leader of Hamas and Netanyahu. Netanyahu can travel to US. The US is not going to arrest him. So I concur with you.
Right.
There are other countries that will not honor the red notice. But I'm asking, what value will the Prime Minister hold and influence? Prime Minister Holness, what value and what influence will he have in this institution, or in this instance should a red notice be issued? I am talking about situations like the Gupta's will. South Africa applied for the red notice and they were arrested in Dubai. They are subsequently walking down the streets free because Dubai did not agree, or the UAE did not agree with the extradition orders, orders or papers or the process. So they are wanted, but they will not come here because the process is ongoing, which is a nice term from Interpol and Dubai as a result of what you're talking about. Some countries will not honor the red notice. Someone, Kayon, said in the chat room, Kayon spoke about the Magnitsky Act.
Magnitsky Act.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we need to pursue. We, meaning the people of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just saying, yes, it's true. Some countries don't honor the red notice.
Right. And it's like
so yes, what he's saying is that he understands that some countries don't honor the red notice, but guess what? If the Prime Minister's name was to be added to the red notice, what kind of influence would he have globally? Because there's going to be some countries that are going to be looking at him like they're going to look more into this Integrity Commission report. It's going to become more global, and everybody's going to form their own opinion. Wagwan Wayne, big up yourself, my brother. Salute to you. Good morning, Grand Rising. Right? You know, what do you think? What do you guys think about that? I think that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like asking Nelson Mandela to have South Africa honor the red notice for someone from Cuba or Nicaragua or Angola or Mozambique, you know, or Zimbabwe. They won't, because and he's made. I mean, when he was alive, he made it clear. He said, "Look, when we were in dire straits, those were the countries who came to our assistance. The U.S. government did not. So for the U.S. government to now tell us that, hey, when these guys show up, you arrest them." He said, no, that's unreasonable. You can't ask us to do that.
Do this until January 1st. This Monday, December 16th. Start small with a chair workout plan for men over 50.
And then also, like I said, you have it's political. Sometimes it's economic, because the Guptas are walking free in Dubai, even though we know what they did in terms of state capture in South Africa. So, but that's another story. Mystic, you did. Let me go back to where is it? Oh, Minister Nigel Clarke, in his speech, he said, "Leave no stone unturned, follow the evidence where it leads us, and seek international assistance." Leave no stone unturned. I hate that term. You know why? Because there's a former police commissioner of Jamaica. His name is Williams. Can't remember his first name now. He was like 3 commissioners ago, and he used to use that phrase every single time that there was a homicide. He would say, "We're leaving no stones unturned," and up to the day that he left, all the stones were unturned. He couldn't catch a criminal, even if the guy had on a shirt saying, "I'm a criminal, I'm the guy you're looking for." He couldn't catch anybody. It was pitiful. So I don't like that term. Follow the evidence.
He needs some milk.
Nigel Clarke doesn't know anything about following evidence anywhere. So for him to come out and make that statement, I found it, just unbelievable. And then the last one, seek international assistance. Let me focus on that one for a bit. Seek international assistance. He came out and he said, yes, we are going to engage Kroll, a company in the UK with a vast history of conducting these types of investigation. But before he said Kroll, he said what? The FBI is going to be here. All right. Then he gave in that speech. He said, "Oh, you know, Kroll working in conjunction with other governments and other agencies and this." You notice he didn't say working with the FBI. Didn't say that because the FBI is not going to be working with Kroll. FBI is not going to be working with a private concern in a matter like this. All of the skills and the capabilities that Kroll would bring to the table, the FBI would bring those and more. So they don't need to work with a private concern. Plus, there are two requirements. One is there must be a need to know, and the other one is that you must have the security clearance. And so if you don't have the security clearance, then they're going to say, we can't work with you. And even if you do have the security clearance, they'll say, well, some things you don't need to know. And that happens even within the agency. If I'm working on a criminal squad, and as I did, and a friend of mine is working on another criminal squad, and he starts looking into my files electronically, digitally, the system tells me that this guy is looking in my file. And so I get up from my desk, I go talk to my supervisor, or I go talk to that person's supervisor and say, hey, he's looking in my file. Why? Tell me the need to know, because we both have security clearances, but the need to know. So they're not going to be working with Kroll. They might share some stuff with Kroll, and I suspect that when they said the FBI, they probably gave the FBI agent who's assigned to Jamaica some leads. That's not what I had in mind, what I envisioned when he said, oh, the FBI is coming in to help. That's not what we are. So people, do not let them fool you. No, he said that in one of the things you showed, he said that Kroll working in conjunction with this, they found that.
People, I want you to understand what he's saying here, you know. This is where the styling comes in, them full of style. Understand? They're really skilled at wordplay. Because you understand that there's FBI agents in Jamaica, there's FBI agents everywhere, CIA everywhere. The operations that they run, you know, depends on the area that they're in. Yeah, but they are everywhere. I mean, Mr. Will Rattigan used to work with them, and he has said that much. I've heard him. Alright, I'm paraphrasing. They're everywhere. They are literally everywhere. They got a big. Remember, say America have a base like everywhere in the world. So it's not strange. You know what I'm saying? They have to keep an eye on their quote unquote enemies' operations, right? To see, you know, are they doing anything? You know, what's going on here? Type of intelligence. Right, so yeah, so he's saying when Nigel Clarke to him gave him the indication or the impression that they're gonna get real, like a whole squad of FBI agents from overseas to come down and do specifically this investigation. But he's saying, like, don't let them fool you.
The fraud was much broader than initially thought. The question is, have we seen the report? The public paid for it. Have we seen that report? If the idea is Kroll worked with the FBI and others, then where's the report? If the idea is Kroll worked independent of these agencies, where's Kroll's report? We haven't seen anything. I don't know if you have seen it, Mystic, or anyone on the panel. I haven't seen a report coming from Kroll. I've seen what they would best describe as some manufactured excerpts, but I haven't seen anything. No, there's another organization we've left out, and it's CTOC, because if you recall, CTOC was listed to head this investigation. It wasn't FSC, it was CTOC. And when they interviewed the gentleman who was running CTOC and they asked him about the FBI, he said, we don't need the FBI. We can do this thing locally. However, if and when we need the FBI, we will make the request. Right after that, Mr. Clarke came out and said, oh, that's not what he meant. He couldn't say that wasn't what he said. He said that wasn't what he meant, and maybe you guys took it up. No, we did not. I have personal information regarding Dr. Clarke.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets serious. All right, listen to this. Oh my God.
In fact, I heard Dr. Clarke say some things that goes counter to what he told the public. I heard it with my 2 ears.
What?
I was on the line when he was talking to somebody. I heard him. And what he told the public is not what he said on the phone.
Emotional damage.
What did he say?
Said some things that goes counter to what he told the public. I heard it with my 2 ears. I was on the line when he was talking to somebody. I heard him. And what he told the public is not what he said on the phone. And I challenge him to tell me that that's not what he said. Because there were witnesses to what he said. He didn't know that people were listening to his phone call.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an illegal, we didn't tap his phone. Let me just be clear about that. We didn't tap his phone. It wasn't an illegal overhear or anything like that. He was just talking to somebody and people were on the line, and he didn't know people were on the line, and he said certain things.
Wow.
But I'm telling you how devious these politicians are, these wannabe politicians are, that they'll tell you, and I've seen it so many times, they'll tell you something, one thing, as the public, to appease you, to cajole you, to comfort you. And then behind closed doors, that's where the real story is. Then you'll hear them say something else. And then essentially what they're saying, yeah, we just tell them that for just keep them quiet, you know. So I would
Yo, so Will Rattigan is calling Nigel Clarke out for being a bold-faced liar. Damn.
Emotional damage. Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Ooh, and I'm sure Rattigan has a recording. I'm sure he does. Being an FBI agent, he is. Lord have mercy.
love to see that report from Cole, because the taxpayers paid for it and people should ask for it. Let them tell you that it's confidential, we can't give it to you.
Thank you.
That's what they should do. But no, and again, like Andy mentioned,
And for full context, he's talking about the SSL report, guys. Why are they not sending out the full scope of the SSL report?
the Jamaican people have to take a stand.
You hear that, people?
It's not enough for us here to raise these issues and talk about things, and they have to take a stand
Facts.
as well. And the person who mentioned the Magnitsky, this month, at the end of this month, we're in the planning stages right now to have a meeting in New York at the end of this month to strategize about the Magnitsky. So for all of you who've been asking about the Magnitsky, can you follow anything? Yes, Pastor Ricky. And you know what? Me no sleep, you know. So tonight me go file a ATI, Pastor Ricky. So
People no hear that. Rattigan say him no sleep. So right now Rattigan at work right now. Rattigan probably get a little nap right now after I'm done the program. So about 4 hours ago. You understand? And just I get a little sleep. Yo, the man I work tirelessly. What are you doing, my Jamaican people? Right? The call has been put out there to work in the legal framework to make the government know that we are displeased. Are you guys pleased with what is going on in our country? Are you guys proud to be a Jamaican? Are you guys flourishing in prosperity? All is well. Sonia, how are you doing? Is all well, my Jamaican people? I'm just asking because, you know, it seems like nobody is willing to take any action. We can't come on here, like you said, every day and just keep talking. You guys have to act. In the legal framework, you have to act. Nigel Clarke, you've been called out to be a bold-faced liar, sir.
Don't file the ATI tonight. Don't file like maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't file it and ask for the Kroll report. But going back to the Magnitsky, we are meeting in New York this month to go over. We have some information. We don't have all the information that we need. We're still waiting. And there are some things. I've received some phone calls regarding some contacts and some other things in place, which I cannot say at this point. At the appropriate time, I will reveal it to the public. But we are planning. Well, we're going to meet. We're going to strategize. We're going to go over what we have, what we need, and then come up with a plan as to how we're going to package the whole thing and file it. But don't ever think for a moment that the Magnitsky is off the table or we've forgotten about it. We haven't. We've just been waiting for information. And the information we're waiting on, it's coming out of Jamaica. So we have what we can arrange to have here in the United States. But and we have people in Europe waiting for the Magnitsky package to be completed. I have people calling me and say, soon as it's done, please, send it off to me because I know where to file it.
Wow.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, if you're listening, if your cronies are listening,
wanna hear that? Wanna hear the man that say if you the things that they don't know so them are listen. The Prime Minister cronies them allegedly is listening to these programs. Look for Ishmael Douglas and I can't say they did laugh.
and they're gonna report the news to you. Or if they're listening, they better report it to you. Like Andy said, we are not going to stop. We are proceeding full speed, and I've said to people, it's more than just talk. It's more than just talk.
Lucidchart makes intelligent diagramming easy.
Last year we did 4 protests and we had 1 conference. In addition to the letter writing, or as Minister Dana Morris Dixon says, the letter writing campaign. We did that. And I tell you, those things are effective. They are more than we've ever done. Those things are more than we've ever attempted as a diaspora. And we're not going to stop. So I'm going to yield now, but those are the points I wanted to raise. Sorry. One last point. You talked about the stock exchange and you read a report. Now, the person who compiled that report, who composed that report, is none other than Dr. Andre Houghton, who, it has been said, he's the premier economist in Jamaica. If he's listening, I tried to reach out to him. He's supposed to be on the program this Saturday. Don't know if he'll make it, but no, he did this without the benefit of a report from Kroll, a report from the from the FBI, and a report from CTOC. Can you imagine when he gets his hands on those reports, what's gonna and with his experience and his skill? You could just imagine what's going to happen, because the report you read, Mystic, very damning, very damning, and it's not a comprehensive, it's not a complete report because there are things still missing. So I just want to congratulate you, as usual, you and the lovely Anne-Marie, for doing the work that you do, because you put it up there, people can go look at the documents themselves. It's not you just rendering an opinion. You're putting up the evidence and saying, look, if I render an opinion, it's based on evidence.
Come on, man. Hey, y'all heard that, man? Hey. Man, this man called Nigel Clarke out for being a bold-faced liar, lied to the people, right? About this SSL thing and, you know what I mean, the investigation and all of that, man. Man, wow, bruh. Yo, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Light it up. Light it up. Remember to hit the like button going through the door, you heard? Man, oh man, oh man. This is powerful. This is powerful. Shout out to Will Rattigan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mystic Sensation. Shout out to Daisy, you know, Ishmael, everybody on the panel, Andy Marshall, the other brother, Jamikes. Shout out to him. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about what was said in that particular clip. All right.